Good morning everybody, welcome to another day. Today I've woken up and it's really sunny. I think this is quite good lighting in the bedroom. But for the past few days it's been really cold at night, and then when you wake up it's absolutely freezing in the morning, but then somehow during the day it becomes really warm. If anyone else experiencing this, or is it just here in London, but it's a really lovely day today. So Chad and I have just taken Fenton for a walk. I've got up, got ready, and I think the plan of action for the rest of today is basically tackle the garden. The garden is a bit of a mess at the moment, so we need to go in there, tidy some things up. Our gutter actually fell off the side of our building, so I need to go fix that in a second. I might need to pop down to the hardware store to get some like plugs or external plugs for the wall. But yeah, that's quite boring, so we're going to do that in a second. But yeah, I'm going to try and get outside and enjoy the sun whilst it's here, because I have a feeling it's not going to be here for much longer. We're now in September, so who knows what's going to happen. I love how, as I've just spoken about the weather and it's blaring with sun, it's just started to rain in amidst the sun. So I thought, whilst it's raining outside, I'll talk to you guys about something that I've been using recently. Believe it or not, in the past few videos, quite a few of you have complimented my hair. Not sure why, it looks exactly the same to me. But as you can see, my new hairstyle is going for this sort of mid-side parting, mostly to hide my, I don't want to call it receding hairline, but let's refer to it as a receding hairline today. But yeah, I'm going for this sort of like curtain look to sort of hide the edges of my hairline. As we all know, as we start to age, most of us will notice hair thinning. Mostly men, sort of at the back of their head, at the crown and their hairline. It's quite common in men, but it can also happen in women. So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about today is a product that I have done a bit of research on and I've started to use recently. We've all seen my dad's hair before, so I unfortunately did not inherit Albert Einstein hair. I do have some issues with mine. So what I've decided to start to do is to use Hair and Me. Now, I'm sure most of you will know what Hair and Me is, but if you don't, then it's a hair regrowth treatment that is created by UK dermatology hair experts. So when you begin your hair regrowth journey with Hair and Me, you will basically start by completing an online medical consultation, which will then be passed over to a dermatology clinician who will review whether your answers deem you eligible to actually go onto this treatment plan. Every treatment plan is specific to your own goals. So mine is obviously specific to my hairline, which I just mentioned. It's about creating sort of denser, healthier hair for myself. For my treatment, I decided to use the drops. Now you can either get drops or you can get a capsule. I decided on these because I thought it would just get easier for me to do. I quite like to do sort of treatments to my hair manually and work it in. They're alcohol free, so they're really gentle. There shouldn't be any irritation for your head. It's got a really lovely scent to it. It's a mixture of like lavender and rosemary oil. I've used some hair treatments in the past that do not smell very nice. Normally they can smell sort of like quite chemical heavy, or sometimes they just don't have a scent at all. So I really do like the sort of evening ritual of having my evening shower and then popping this treatment on after. I do this once a day in the evening. Again, I like to pop it sort of 2 centimeters back from my hairline, which is what they sort of instruct you to do, all around my hair, and then you just sort of leave it and carry on with your day. It's really that simple. I'd say the one thing you need to prioritize is consistency. Daily use is the key. You really need to sort of use this every single day as instructed and as a part of your treatment plan to see results. And Hair and Me are really honest. They're not going to promise you overnight hair regrowth. I believe they say it sort of takes 3 to 6 months to see any sort of results. So what I've started to do is take photos of my hair. I will share them with you guys if it's something you're interested in, to show you the journey of my hair regrowth. But again, I'm not asking for miracles. I'm just wanting a stronger, sort of denser hairline to basically just make me feel more confident and allow me to wear sort of different hairstyles without sort of worrying that the wind's going to blow it back and I'm going to look like I have a toupee basically. But I think the thing that's most important to me and why I like Hair and Me so much is the fact that you're not just buying the product, you're actually getting that extra support. You get the ongoing help from a UK licensed dermatology clinician, which I think is really important when you're trying to grow confidence alongside your hair. So if you want to get your hair back on track, then Hair and Me have very kindly given me a discount code to share with you. It's Mazzina09, which will give you your first month for £4.99, which saves you £30. I will leave it linked in the top line of my description for you to check out. But yeah, really excited to partner with Hair and Me on this video. I can't wait to see my results in, I'm going to say 3 months. Fingers crossed. Good morning everyone. We're coming at you bright and early today from another Sunbury Antiques market Tuesday morning. We left our house at around, let's say like 5, 8:30. Got here for 7:30, so traffic was really bad yet again. It should take us around an hour, but it took us a little bit longer. We've had one little walk around the racecourse so far, and we found two things, but I think we're going to just have another quick walk around, grab a coffee, and I'll take you with us on this round. I always like to do my first little exploration by myself the first time, just so I can spot all the things I want to buy. I haven't really found anything so far, so our second round hopefully is going to be a little bit more successful, so let's go and do some antiquing. Also, if no one knows, if I've never mentioned it before or showed you, the Sunbury Antiques Market is held inside Kempton Park Racecourse. So it's this whole racecourse, literally just for I think it's every second Tuesday and last Tuesday of the month is sort of given an antiques market, which is amazing. Lots of different vendors, lots of different stalls. Today it's not so busy. Normally it can get really busy, but we've lucked out today in the sense that lots of people aren't here. Right, hello everybody. We are back from our early morning at Sunbury Antiques Market. What I think I mentioned at the start of this, I got up at like 4:30.
4:30, I think.
You didn't get up at 4:30.
I roll out a bit. I take 20 minutes to get ready. Ash takes 20 minutes just to blow dry his hair.
Indeed, so. Even though there's not a lot left. But yeah, we're very tired today, so if you can sort of see that we look a bit drained, that will be why. But we had quite a successful time at Sunbury Antiques Market, I'd say. We, like, when we go to these markets, I think our method to doing it is basically walk around once, sort of take in everything.
Twice, 3 times, 4 times.
No, but we have like our first walk around where we'll take in everything, and then on our second round we'll start to like swoop in and buy things.
So we're different. I want to go round first because I want to buy things before other people. So you like to kind of take it in and then go round and round. Yeah. I kind of panic by thinking, oh, by the time I come round again, it might be gone. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. But we have quite a few purchases. Mostly, I'd say, is artwork, which we weren't really planning on buying.
Also, if I can give one piece of advice for Sunbury Antiques Market, it's when you are unsure about something, go away, walk around again, and I promise you by the time you'll come back, you'll make a decision, yes or no.
Yeah.
I think we do it a lot where we're kind of there, we're pressured, we think, oh, we'll just take it. And I think twice that nearly happened. And then we said, you know what, we'll come back. And when we came back, we didn't buy it, but we were about to. So I would, that's like a little trick I think we live by now.
And it can be quite funny, sorry to like keep talking, but it can be quite funny with Sunbury because this time was quite quiet, in my opinion. And we were there from 7:30, I want to say,
half 7.
But usually it's really busy. So this time we didn't really stress about anything that we saw the first time. But anyway, regardless of that, where do we start?
I think we'll start with the frames because they're easiest to hold.
Should we start with these two?
Now, I know we promised we were going to chill out with the gold frames. Mission failed.
We really did try as well.
We really tried. The problem is there's just not a lot of really nice frames that are wooden out there in terms of like oak, mahogany, walnut, all that kind of stuff. But nonetheless, I think there's places we can put this that isn't going to clash with what we already have. But the artwork, we were really successful. We've got some absolute bargains. And I think we'll start with this one. I'll let you hold it out.
So I'm not the biggest fan of this piece of
art.
art.
I love this piece of art. I'll tell you why.
So this is the first one.
How can you not love that?
Because to me, you can tell that that's a print, and you can't. It's not like an oil painting. I don't know if it comes across on camera, but it looks a bit. And also, it's framed badly. So he's the.
I don't know.
Basically, let me go in a little bit.
All I'll say is it's lovely. It's got a really big. Show this side. It's
Yeah,
really
chunky.
thick frame. I love how it's got the smaller frame in the center, so the detail really takes a lot of the outer rim, and then the picture is quite subtle in the middle. Another reason I like it is I'm trying to incorporate more Scottish things into the house, and this, I don't know if you can see, but it's like a clan chief's son. So it's like a young guy, he's wearing a sporran, he's wearing full tartan gear, a nice little Jimmy hat, and he's got a gun on him as well, so he's probably getting ready for the battle.
I don't like the piece of art.
He'd have some Italian circus guy on ropes jumping
I think
around.
that's going to be going, and we can find a nicer Scottish piece of artwork.
But anyway, that is beautiful, and I got this for £40, 40, which is just an absolute steal. Yeah. You'd honestly pay around £200 for that in most normal places. And then I went away, and she had another one, and I was like, well, I'd be silly not to. So we got the two for £80, and again, this one I think's a vicar. I think this might be Roman or similar, but it looks like a priest of some kind.
It's probably a famous piece of artwork, we just don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm convinced that one day one of our picture frames that we buy is going to be worth like £10,000, and we've picked it up for like 100. But again, what's good about this is either we can easily position them throughout the house, or we still need more pictures running up the stairs. So they will go to Good Home, and £80 for the twos of steel.
Which is incredible, £80, yeah.
Also, I noticed a few people comment saying things like, oh, you live in a modest house, why are you kind of decorating it like it's a stately home or whatever? Firstly, get some taste. Secondly, the main thing to remember is this is a Victorian house, and it's very common these frames would have been within some Victorian homes. But we style our house the way we want it to style. We're not doing it to kind of please anyone else. And the reality is we hope to go to another home. So a lot of the times we're buying these frames, and it's not because we really want them for this home, but maybe we want them for the next one. And the next one will be considerably larger than this one. So what we want to do is collect as much art as possible that we can take with us. So even if we don't use it, we'll find some kind of storage for it. But yeah, we'll keep buying more and more.
Yeah, and lots of people don't like the fact that they're random people. I actually quite like that. I like the fact that we have a collection of random portraits that nobody else wanted. So.
And stop saying I look like every portrait.
Every single piece of painting. Someone's already commented.
That looks like Chad. No, it doesn't. They all look completely different. How can I look like 5 people? But literally, I'm pretty sure it's the same person trying to wind me up.
They've already commented saying this looks
I'll look like him. Yeah. Apparently, I look like Dougal and Fenton. So I look like 2 dogs.
Saying something.
So there we have it.
But on to our next pieces of art. So I'd say these are rather not controversial in terms of like what we bought and like why we bought them, but these were really sadly damaged. The guy, apparently, you were speaking to him, apparently when they were moving them, his like workmate dropped them down the staircase or something.
Yeah.
Both of them were broken, one more so than the other.
We also didn't want both of these, but they are together. I think it's a husband and wife, and like the ones in the lounge, we only wanted one, but we just can't separate these photographs. If they're meant to be together, it would be a bit irresponsible of us. So these are heavily damaged. The frames are damaged, the paintings are damaged, the glass shattered in them.
Yeah.
And but still, I think they can look nice and we can repair them subtly and make it work. But we got the pair for £280, which I think, again, is a steal. But anyway, less yapping. I will pass them to Ash. Watch your hands.
I'm going to say, these are quite big. I have tried to get rid of much of the glass as possible.
Lift it a bit higher. There we go. Just keep it there for the whole video. That would be perfect. Thank you very much.
So these are, I don't know if you can tell, but these are actually oil paintings. So they're not sort of prints, they're actually painted. Top right where my hand is up here, you can see that the canvas is damaged and the actual picture, if you can see from the back, it's separate to the frame, so they're not properly fixed in.
No.
And this is the less damaged one of the two. You can see the frame in the corners.
Controversial though, I like a damaged picture. I mean, you don't, but like when we were viewing the house in Italy that we missed out on, a lot of the walls were kind of damaged, a lot of the paintings were damaged, and it just looked quite nice. So
yeah, I don't mind it, but I just think that with these sometimes, Like, the whole point of them is that they last for a very long time, and if they're damaged now, then in a few years' time they won't be. But the woman, I'm not the biggest fan of this painting itself.
No.
I'm not the biggest fan of...
We just couldn't separate them.
No, but this painting, she has more of a modern face, so I doubt that they're older than, like, 50 years old. I think they're just painted in, like, a...
God. Let's start with this first.
Yeah, just try not to... So this is the woman, and as you can see...
And then this is the same frame.
She's a bit holy. So exact same frame that matches the husband.
Got it.
Got it.
Yep.
We don't know any history about these, so we know the pieces of art downstairs were farmers. We don't know anything about this. They're not signed. There's nothing to them, but we just thought that they're really lovely pieces of art. Chad, move out of the way. People can look at the art.
Sorry.
But as you can see, it's just very severely damaged. So we're going to have to either take it to someone to restore, or we're just going to roughly like try and fix it ourselves.
We're not going to take it to someone to restore.
I would if I liked the painting a lot, but I don't know if I like her that much to try and pay for her to be restored. So they were 2 fines for £280. He was trying to sell them for what, like 350 or something?
Yeah, he wanted 350. I said absolutely not. We went back and forth about 6 times and we got to 280, and I'm pretty happy for that because again, to get one like the male, you'd be looking at 500-600 quid on eBay and other platforms. So.
And he was saying that he's going to take a loss on it, but obviously he's the one that broke them.
he was literally sat there like, I'm not going to make any money on that as well. Don't damage your goods. But then we move on to this. Now, I saw this and instantly loved it. Ash makes a good point. We've both kind of gone off French antiques a little bit. We're not huge fans of the curvy, wavy legs. But I saw this and I just know we have gaps in the house, little tiny wall spaces and corners that we need to fill. And if we're going to be too fussy about finding the right Georgian unit, we're just never going to decorate the house. So my view is this was a very good price. I think it will be great forever personally, but even if not, it'll fill.
Filler.
Yeah. But how do we show them this?
I'll probably lift it up, so you stand back.
With the marble?
Yeah. I don't know what style this is. Is that a nice...
Yeah, just try and show the marble. I'll hold it.
So the marble is... I can't like dip it 2 legs, it'll fall off. It's like a terrazzo looking sort of...
A bit higher so you can see the legs. Just keep going, higher.
Hold on, and he's like...
And then just hold it there and leave it, please.
No, I can't.
Let's count how long you can last.
My arms are shaking. This is really pretty. Let me try and put this down. I'll put it out the way.
Anyway, this was, for me, we'll actually show you what it looks like downstairs, where we've currently positioned it in the dining room next to the kitchen entrance. And it looks really lovely with him above it, the guy in the picture frame, a nice lamp. So we'll show you what that looks like.
Breath now. But yeah, that's like a burr walnut style, I don't even know what you call that, like a console table. Did you say how much it was?
No, so I paid £200 for this, which again, excuse me, I think is a steal. Ordinarily, I would bargain, I would haggle, but I'm a big believer that if an antique seller is selling something at a good price, it's just a bit cheap to try and get more money off. I don't like it. So my view is when I know they're overcharging, I'll go in and I'll haggle, but £200 for this I thought was a really fair price, and I didn't want to cut into his probably small margin. And so yeah, no haggling, deal.
I think half the fun is trying to get money off. I think it's quite fun to do that.
Says a lot about him.
No, but even if you can get like £10 off, it's quite fun. So they were all Chad's finds. He's going to take credit for all those pieces. And then we're going to get on to the worst parts, which are my finds. Do we start with those ones over there?
Yeah.
So we have always had lots of empty space on our walls. So if you can see this wall over here, when we sort of redecorated this bedroom, this was just left. And I always had in mind to sort of find a piece of art or a tapestry. Chad's not the biggest fan of tapestries, and I understand why you're not the biggest fan of tapestries, but we came across lots of sun there. So we came across these 2 tapestries that were hung across someone's like door. They're not antique, but they're probably like, what, 50 years old, maybe 1950s or something. Both really lovely sort of Roman-esque Greek sort of paintings, I guess you could sort of say, or Greek scenes. And they were, was it £160 for the 2? Yeah?
No, it was 100 for the 2.
Sorry, £100 for those 2.
And then 60 for throwing in these 2.
So I didn't actually want this one. I think he gave this to us by accident and we didn't realise until we got home. But this is the Tree of Life. I think it's a William Morris print, or it's someone similar to William Morris. This one's quite a long one. And then this is the other one that we wanted. So this is more of like a medieval, a medieval hunting scene, I think it is. If you can see that. So 4 tapestries for £160 did we pay?
Yep.
Yeah. Let me know your thoughts on these because Chad's really not sold on them.
I just think, I don't know, I'm not a fan of tapestry. I think it can look nice in some very big stately homes where they have lots of wall space to fill, but I don't know, I'm not sold.
I think depending on the right place, so I'm going to put this one, I think, either along the staircase or the upstairs hall, and then these 2 big ones are going to go up here. So I'll do that with you either in this video or the next video. But I think they can look quite nice. So they were my 3 finds, but we've got 4. And then the most controversial piece, Chad absolutely detests this piece of furniture. I understand that it's not probably the right size for this bedroom, but I've always really loved sort of button-backed velvet chairs. I don't know if there's a specific style for them, but I really like this sort of...
I think you're going to have to take the camera.
I'm going to have to show you. Let me hold on. So this is the, I don't even know what you'd call this, but it's like a small bedroom sofa. Obviously it's quite big in the bedroom, so it might not be staying in here, but I just really love it. I fell in love with all the tassels and the fringing at the bottom, and I love the button back sort of velvet pink colour of it. Fenton's just chilling on the bed over there, but I think it could look quite cool in here. Obviously we're going to put all the tapestries up here, and then I think this room will feel quite furnished. I think at the end of the bed, so like we can store all our cushions on it, it would look quite cool. The pink goes really well with the sort of invisible green colour on the walls. Let me know your opinions on this, because Chad absolutely detests it, and I think it will probably not last the week. You really don't like it, do you?
Not huge. I don't hate it. It's just, I think it might be a bit too granny. Yes. I think with this room, I envisaged a kind of aged brown leather armchair or something, because I think we need to find a balance of old and new and get that balance right. And I worry it's maybe just a little bit too grandma. So
I've realised that we have quite different tastes in terms of, I really like antique grandma, like lots of fringing, lots of pattern, lots of colour, and you're the, not opposite, but you're just not there.
Not the opposite at all.
No, but you're just not as much as I am. So I would have like lots of frilly bits.
No, frilly bits are fine. It's just that chair in itself is like, I love a tassel on an armchair and stuff like that, but it's also the size of it. I just worry.
It is quite big.
Is there enough space to justify it? I don't know. I
think for the time being, I'm going to keep it for the next week/2 weeks. It needs a real good clean. We've just brought it up. I haven't hoovered it or anything, but it needs a good clean. I don't want to reupholster it because the fabric's really lovely, but I think it just needs a good deep clean with one of those, what they call like a Bissell thing. Sucks all the like dirt out.
Yeah.
The vision for this room is to obviously get nicer curtains, because these ones are just from like John Lewis, they're really standard ones, and then to reupholster the bed in like a pinky green fabric. So I think the sofa, I don't know what you call this, but like the sofa at the bottom could sort of tie everything in and make it look really nice. So that was the vision for this room. Do I think it's the perfect size for this room? No, like you said, but I'm going to keep it because I like it.
Fair enough.
But let me know your thoughts to see whether you think that Chad is right or whether I'm right.
I think we know the answer.
I think everyone's going to vote that Chad's right. And that was all, I think that's all we bought.
To be fair, I think when you show people what it looks like, they may change their minds. I think at the minute the angles are maybe not right, but I think when you see it decorated in the room, it may work in fairness. But I'm still doubtful. I still think a nice armchair on the window is better than something at the end of the bed.
Yeah, I do agree. And that's what we bought. So I think we had quite a successful little trip. We weren't planning on getting as many pieces of art as we did, but obviously we can never have enough art. But yeah, we're still on the lookout for lots of things. We need more wooden frames. We need lots more console table sort of things for around the house. Yeah. We still need a dining table. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but our dining table we got rid of.
Prematurely sold that. Yeah. We're both kind of fed up with it and wanted something new, so we thought, let's sell it, and we haven't been able to find something new. And in the next month or so, we have family coming to stay, and we will be hosting Christmas as well, so we need to find a table pretty pronto.
Pronto, yes. But we should take on that journey with us. I think we're going to sort of tidy all this up now, clean everything away. I might hang these tapestries up with you now, so we can get them on the wall, see what we think about them. And yeah, hope you enjoyed our little antiques haul.
Take care.
Goodbye. Good morning, everybody. It's currently the day after the clip you would have just seen, but you wouldn't have seen me hanging these last night because my phone died and I just forgot to charge it. But I hung these two tapestries up in this order. Let me know if you, what you think they look like, because I'm of two minds. I think they do look nice. I think we're gonna have to give them a little bit of time to grow on me. But A, do you think they look nice? And B, did I hang them in the right direction? I kind of like things facing away from each other. I know you probably should hang art facing towards each other, but I think it just looks too like staged. Whereas I think this looks quite nice because it looks as though the scenes are sort of like looking into each other. If that makes sense, maybe I'm just making that up, but I think this direction looks quite nice. I do think I have hung them a little bit too far apart. I think they need to be a bit closer together. So let me know your thoughts. It is subject to change. They're not permanently on the wall. It can easily be changed. But I also hung the other pieces of art just outside in the upstairs landing. So I'll just pop an overlay now of what they look like. So yeah, looking forward to reading all my hate comments about these two pieces. What Chad and I are going to do today is head on over to Islington, spend the morning and early afternoon there, maybe grab some lunch. But we're mostly just going to explore the area. We've explored lots of different parts of Islington before, but I think today we're going to tackle Barnsbury. There's a little like conservation area it's just off Angel, which is the like tube station. It's meant to be quite nice around there. So we're going to explore all the little squares, have a little wander around. But Chad and I like to jot down all the street names so that when houses come up for sale, we know that they're the streets we're sort of focusing on. So hopefully we found some nice streets we haven't found before. But we're going to head on over there now, again, grab some lunch and then make our way back. Before we head on out, we'll do our weekly pup date. Fenton has just turned 16 weeks yesterday, I think. And this is his current size. He's going to be a big boy. So let's go and spend the day in Islington and see if we can potentially find our new area that we're going to move to in a few years' time, hopefully. I think I'm now going to sign off the video and leave you here, guys. So thank you so much for watching this week's video. Don't forget, if you want to start your hair regrowth journey with Hair and Me, then use my code Mazzina09, and that will give you your first month for £4.99, saving you around £30, which I think is such an amazing deal. Again, I will leave the link in the description. Thank you again for watching this week's video. I shall see you next Sunday for another one. Have a lovely Sunday, and I shall see you very soon.